My boyfriend is ambivalent about marriage. When we started talking, he was totally against getting married. However, we've grown so close that he feels very committed to our relationship. He wants to spend his life with me, but is still unsure about marriage, and is more in a we'll see how I end up feeling mindset. Here's some quick backstory. My boyfriend and I moved into our current apartment 5 months ago, and he pays for all of our expenses. He encouraged me to be a house girlfriend for a while, before I found a job. The job he has now was offered to me, but I wanted him to take it. When I expressed concern about being incomeless and unmarried, he said that we were a family, and that we take care of each other. It was working out fine. I had my duties, and he had his, until one night a couple of months ago, when we got into a fight and he demanded that I get the fuck out of his apartment by the next day. He later apologized for speaking to me so disrespectfully, but wouldn't acknowledge that the apartment is equally ours, because he's the one who pays for everything. He said that yes, this is my home, and it's not fair to kick me out, but his role is still more important than mine because without him, we would be homeless. This left a bad taste in my mouth, but I figured I'd get a job and contribute equally to get rid of the power imbalance. Fast forward to now, I'm still unemployed, but things have been going smoothly between us. I got a great job offer, and I'm starting in a couple of months. Since we'll be making a high combined income, we started planning a huge move across the country by the end of the year. We plan to live in a big city and travel a lot, which of course is costly. We were talking about budgeting for the move and figuring out how much we want to have saved beforehand. While we were discussing this, he suggested opening a joint bank account that we could both contribute to for trips and anything extra. Being financially independent on someone I'm not married to is one thing, and moving across the country with them is another, but a joint bank account seems like a little much. When I mentioned we weren't married and this was a little risky, he again said that we were a family. I quickly remembered how badly that backfired the first time. I do have a safety net moving forward, because I'll have my own income, but he'll still be making a lot more than I do. Is there any risk involved here, and is this a red flag? Or is this something I should understand as my boyfriend's way of fully committing without marriage, which he's always had negative feelings towards? TL. Doctor, my boyfriend isn't sure he wants to get married, but has expressed his desire to spend his life with me and constantly suggests that we make decisions only married couples do without being married. I'm not sure if this is a smart move. So he is saying you don't contribute, even though you passed up the job, so he could have it? I would say first off, never ever do that again. He can get his own job. Don't kneecap yourself for someone. Not even a husband. You can still get divorced. I also agree with the other commenters. Someone who makes a comment like that isn't someone to tie yourself to. And then he doubled down that you are still somehow unequal, even though he took your job willingly. It's not like he turned it down, so you could have it. Hijack the top commenters. I can't see anyone else who has brought this up. Absolutely do not get pregnant by this guy. He will make sure you are financially dependent on him and use the child as leverage to keep you in line. Don't think for a second someone who tries to kick you out of his apartment, claims you'd be homeless without him, and that his role is more important won't do this. You can never trust this man. Honestly, I'd be glad not to be married to him as I'd be out with the way he treats you. This is a massive red flag. He's trying to take control over you financially and make you financially dependent on him. He doesn't want to marry you. If he did, he'd have asked, and he definitely wouldn't express negative feelings towards marriage. I wouldn't just say no to the joint bank account, I'd say no to the whole relationship. He's already shown he believes he owns everything, and you are there by his good graces. There's no such thing as a house girlfriend. What you are is a wife appliance. A mommy McBang maid. Don't move across the country with him. You'll have to find another job. I'd pretend everything is fine for a couple of months until you start your job. Then I'd secretly find my own place and leave him. You have to get away from this guy. He's trying to own you, whether you want to be owned or not. He's trying to trick you into giving him total control over your life. This is what I call wanting husband benefits without husband responsibilities. If my guy told me to get the F*** out even once, I'd never trust him again. Absolutely no way should op merge finances or move across the country with this guy. Get the F asterisk 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 out of my apartment should be relationship ending words. You're literally not family though. That's a lovely thing to say, but there's a reason people fight for marriage equality. It comes with rights and responsibilities and offers some protections. Saying we are family out one side of his mouth and get out of my house on the other is a hard no. If it happened once, it can happen again, and he is not contrite. He is smoothing things over long enough to lull you into letting your guard down. And frankly, even if you were family F asterisk 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 each other over all the time. I had to learn the hard way that if they do it once they'll do it more than once. That goes for kicking you out, threatening to kick you out, breaking up with you, threatening to break up with you, etc. This guy wants a bang maid that he can toss away on a whim. He wants you to sacrifice career advancement and economic independence without any legally binding commitment on his part. He doesn't see you or your contributions as equal to him and his. Far too common. And he wants her to move away from her safety net. Do not move with him. He'll take you across the country and then pretty much gain even more control over you once you don't know anyone else out there. Sorry, but your second paragraph is a huge red flag to me. I would not stay with this guy, much less combine finances with him. Him telling you to get out of his apartment is a huge red flag. Can I ask what the fight was about? He sounds selfish and controlling. He sets up situations that benefit him, but substantially increase your vulnerability. He will keep things fuzzy enough and vague but positive enough that you'll be on the hook. You'll hear family when he wants you to go along with something and get the F out when you don't. This is not someone who is capable of an equal partnership. He will try to sabotage you and undermine you to have the upper hand, all while whispering sweet things to try to mollify you. If your instincts are saying no, listen to them. He's absolutely trying to trap you into a commitment without the marriage. If marriage is important to you, you need to leave him. There's posts on here every day from young women whose boyfriends won't commit, and the answer is the same. Get a new boyfriend. There's someone else out there excited to marry you and treat you with the love and respect that you deserve. You just got to let go of this loser and find them. Do with the S asterisk 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 before becoming a wife girl. Wake the F asterisk 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 up. It's the 21st century. Do not be this stupid. Make your own money. Keep your money. Put money in retirement. Keep your independence. Never rely on anyone for anything. This is a huge red flag. No one is perfect, but your partner should never talk to you the way your boyfriend did. There are so many problems here, but that's #1. Also, why are you even considering moving across the country with someone who's already shown untrustworthiness when it comes to housing? What if he kicks you out when you guys move and then you're stuck trying to find a new place? You cannot trust this person, and I personally would not move forward with the relationship, especially marriage. If you marry him, things will only get worse. Hold off on all big changes until you've started your new job and have been paid at least once. Then dump him and move out. This guy doesn't feel that strongly about you, but wants you to put yourself at risk in a whole bunch of different ways. He is not someone you should be betting your future on. Not at all. And never ever give up a job for a guy ever again. No one is as invested in your life and future as you are. It's up to you to look out for yourself and make sure that you'll be okay. This reminds me of the people who do nice things for you just so they can hold them against you as leverage later on. This screams early stages of a financially abusive relationship. You should have got the F asterisk 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 out. No ring, no upgraded the package. Get out now and don't look back. He's showing you his colors. We got into a fight and he demanded that I get the F asterisk 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 out of his apartment by the next day. He later apologized for speaking to me so disrespectfully, but wouldn't acknowledge that the apartment is equally ours because he's the one who pays for everything. He said that yes, this is my home and it's not fair to kick me out, but his role is still more important than mine because without him, we would be homeless. How do you not realize what a glaring red flag that is? especially seeing as how he only has his job because op let him have it instead of taking it herself. I'd say in any relationship each person needs to be independently sound in the case of something going wrong. Being financially dependent on someone, especially if you're not married, can and will hurt you. If your partner has second thoughts about the relationship down the road, it's always best to be prepared. Being financially independent will feel great because you have a solid foot to stand on and he cannot control or dictate you. And if he is short with you, when you both are on equal footing, then there's no hope for him. It would seem he wants the traditional marriage without the marriage. Girl, get some solid ground to stand on immediately and see how he acts. Then I hope for your sake, or better yet is, he has a change of heart about your roles. Traditional gives certain a-holes a pass to bring up numbers and such. Not always, but it's not unheard of either. From my personal experience, I've, 28F, been in a relationship for 9 years, not married, and we are both okay with that, but we both contribute to the household/finances, even if our income isn't equal. I make more money than he, 29 meters, does, and while he hates cleaning he cooks more than I do. I hate standing over a stove. I like quick meals. If I'm making food though, I love cleaning. There's that balance, and it works for us. Not wanting to get married is one thing. Plenty of people don't ever want to marry, unless it's eventually for a legal technicality, but have committed relationships. The problem is actually how he treats you, and it ain't good. He doesn't treat you as equal, and lords things over you, and considers it his place cause he pays, etc. That to me is a problem. It's funny that it mirrors my girlfriend and me. I don't care about marriage. She doesn't really either. She didn't have a job, but was living with me, so I supported us more financially, but I would never act like he has. Everything I say and do is to raise my girlfriend up and make her feel good. I remember her telling me about a guy that acted like your BF. He too wanted to move away with her, and her friend had to intervene saying it was to control and isolate her. It was. Don't waste your time and love on a man who is unsure of where you stand in his life. You're too valuable and worthy of so much more. It wouldn't matter if he proposed to her tomorrow. She should not stay with a man who tells her to get the F*** out of his apartment in the middle of the night. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Maya Angelou, you mentioned there will still be a financial imbalance, so it's still possible that he will see himself as a patriarch of the family who gets to make all the decisions. With his name on the account, any money you put in, he gets full legal access to. That also means he can withdraw all of it at any time. He can still do that if you were married, but at least a dissolution of marriage could be handled through the courts and you could prove he stole marital assets. As boyfriend and girlfriend, you would have no such protections. Since you're going to experience an income boost before making plans on how to spend it, I strongly believe you should first be making plans for retirement. I know, seems silly to be thinking about life 40 years from now, but now is absolutely the time to start. In fact, I'd say you're late if you haven't started already. Separately, I would make sure you have an emergency fund of at least several months worth of expenses that is in your name only. Having a job is only good if your employer keeps you around. Have an emergency fund means you're not 100% dependent on your employer or your boyfriend. You gotta get out now while you can. Toxic behaviors get worse over time, not better. Wouldn't acknowledge that the apartment is equally ours, because he's the one who pays for everything. That's the way he sees it. He told you it's his apartment, and if he told you once to get the F out, he will tell you again. Fuck that. I'm sorry, but if somebody treated me like that I would have left. I would have stayed long enough to get a job and I would have left as soon as I could find my own place to rent. But you do you. I will say this, if he mouths off to you like that again, you better rub it in his face that he wanted you to stay and that if he really wants to continue spouting off that you should leave, just leave. After you tell him off looking dead in the eyes, flipping the bird, gather your things and walk out the door. Because you deserve more than that. Anybody deserves more than that. Trust your gut. If it's been thrown in your face once, it will be again.